Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to cut through all the noise about losing belly fat. And we're going to do it by looking at it in a totally new way as something super simple, your body's daily budget. So let's dive right in. I want to kick things off with this question because it really gets to the heart of the problem. We spend so much time worrying about the fat we can see, right? The stuff we can pinch. But what if the real danger, the stuff that truly matters for our health, is completely invisible? And that's exactly where we're headed first. I want you to think about your body fat kind of like an iceberg. What you see sticking out of the water is just a tiny fraction of the whole story. To really get what's going on, we have to look at what's lurking beneath the surface. Okay, so let's break this down. On one side, you've got subcutaneous fat. That is literally the pinchable stuff right under your skin. But on the other side, and this is what we really need to pay attention to, is visceral fat. This is the hidden fat. It actually wraps itself around your essential organs, your liver, your intestines. You can't see it, you can't pinch it, but wow, its impact is huge. And here's why we're making such a big deal about this hidden fat. This isn't just about how you look in the mirror. Having high levels of visceral fat is directly tied to some really serious health issues. We're talking heart disease, type 2 diabetes, you name it. So the main takeaway here is that getting a handle on this invisible fat is absolutely crucial for your long-term health. So, how in the world do we actually manage it? Well, let's just reframe this whole thing. Forget about all the complicated diets for a second and just think about your body like it's a bank account. Every single day, you're making deposits and you're making withdrawals. This simple little analogy is going to be our guide for the rest of this. All right, so the foundation of this whole body budget is something called a calorie deficit. Now, don't let that term scare you. It's just basic accounting. All it means is that your energy withdrawals, from moving around, exercising, need to be a little bit bigger than your energy deposits from the food you eat. That's it. That's the core principle of weight loss right there. But, just like with your financial budget, there are a couple of things that can totally destroy your balance sheet. The two biggest culprits, sugary drinks and trans fats. You should think of these as high-interest credit card debt for your body. They give you absolutely zero nutritional value, and they just put your health account deep into the red. And just to put that in perspective, look at this number, 140. That's about how many calories are in one single can of soda. And they're called empty calories for a reason. It's a deposit into your budget that gives you zero return on investment. Just one of these a day can throw your whole budget off track, and you won't even feel full from it. Okay, so we've talked about what to avoid. Now let's get to the fun part, the positive side of the budget. It's all about making smart deposits. This means upgrading the quality of the fuel you're putting into your body. And we can break this down into three really simple, really clear steps. First, we're going to hire a cleanup crew. Second, we're going to bring in the building blocks. And third, it's time to officially fire those budget busters once and for all. So step one, your cleanup crew is soluble fiber. You'll find it in things like oats, beans, apples, all good stuff. What it does is it slows down digestion, and that's fantastic because it makes you feel fuller for longer, which helps stop you from making those extra, unnecessary deposits into your energy account. Next up, let's bring in the building blocks, protein. Protein is an absolute powerhouse. It does two things really well. It helps dial down your appetite, and it gives your metabolism a nice little boost. Plus, it's totally essential for keeping your muscle mass while you lose fat, which is key for a healthy body. And finally, let's fire those budget busters. And here's a super practical tip for you. Become a label detective at the grocery store. I want you to look for the phrase, partially hydrogenated oils. That's just the code name for artificial trans fats, and you want to avoid them like the plague. But here's the thing, making smart food deposits, that's only half the story. Even the best managed budget needs a solid support system to really work. So now we need to talk about everything you do when you're not eating. So let's meet your support crew. Think of exercise as your body's engine. It's what burns the fuel. Sleep is the garage. It's where all your systems go to recharge and repair. And stress management, well, that's your cooling system, making sure the engine doesn't overheat. So let's talk about that engine for a second. The goal here is actually pretty simple and totally doable. We're aiming for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity, like a brisk walk, most days of the week. This is how you actively make those energy withdrawals from your budget every day. Now, parking your body in the garage for a recharge, that is absolutely non-negotiable. When you don't get enough sleep, the hormones that control your hunger and appetite just go haywire. That can lead to intense cravings and overeating, and it can sabotage even the best-laid budget. And finally, let's look at the cooling system. When you are constantly stressed out, your body pumps out a hormone called cortisol. And what does cortisol do? It actually tells your body to store fat, specifically that dangerous visceral fat right around your belly. So managing your stress is a direct way to manage belly fat. Okay, so we've got the budget, we have our smart deposits, and we have the support crew. The last piece of this whole puzzle is about your mindset. You have to remember this isn't a 100-meter dash, it's a marathon. You know, this quote from the Cleveland Clinic just says it all perfectly. Forget about some magic pill or a secret workout. The real secret, the only secret, is consistency. It's all about the small, smart choices that you make every single day. That's what adds up to real, lasting change. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Don't worry about trying to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Just focus on today. What is one small positive deposit you can make into your health budget right now? Maybe it's just swapping one soda for a glass of water, or maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk. Whatever it is, just start there.